One of the things that I think happens when we engage deeply with a work of art, and particularly with plays, with live theater, is that we learn to see ourselves in each other's stories.
This script, this conceit that we're all going to sit in a room together and share a story, share an experience that is supposedly set up ahead of time, but it exists in that unique moment in time. There's an immediacy there, there's a clarity there that allows us to put down our defenses and take in the world around us in a unique way.
But wouldn't it be nice if we could all just share our feelings, just your feelings, and trusting that your feelings have a certain kind of wisdom to them. The mission of the Red Door Project, the August Wilson Red Door Project, is to change the racial ecology of Portland through the arts. And we do that by producing work and encouraging theaters to work around those issues. We also do consulting work for foundations. You know, we made it okay to talk about race. We made it safe to talk about race. We provided, when we first came out of the gate, we facilitated talkbacks around issues of race. As we moved into Hands Up, it was one of those shows that we felt, at first I was like, okay, there's a bunch of black people being angry, it's probably going to be very polarizing. But you know, it's speaking to a problem in our culture, and Hands Up is an artful piece that has the ability to speak to people in a way that you could never hear in a workshop or a seminar. And it actually impacts the way we think and how we feel. It actually impacts police. It actually impacts the general mainstream public.
What I've learned about the arts is that you can provoke or challenge or invoke ideas or thoughts or emotions from the stage that you can't do in a traditional setting.
So we've got police on one side and we've got, say, people of color on another. And we can continue to fight on separate sides of the fence forever, but it's when the systems come together and start bouncing around on each other's boundary that something can happen.
I guess I would most closely identify with being a theater artist. I'm a Portland native. I've always sort of been on the outside looking in some key ways. Theater saved my life when I was in high school, and so to this day, I remain deeply devoted to live performance and original performance and classical performance. I see everything through a lens of privilege and race and national origin and all of that. My parents were immigrants. Performance is a twin of how we live our lives on a moment-to-moment basis. It's immediate, it's ephemeral, and it has as few barriers as possible between the performer and the audience. This individual performance tonight cannot be replicated at any other point in time in the history of the universe. It's this aligning of the stars where the right people at the right time bought a ticket or heard about the show or had a friend ping them on social media to show up tonight. And you're bringing with you your day and the thing you forgot in the morning and the thing that you've accomplished and your personal lives and the person who died and the person that you're in love with. You're bringing all of that in your heart to that show.
I'm Josh Hecht. I'm the new artistic director at Profile Theater. At Profile, we put the playwright at the center of the entire season, and we do that because we believe that playwrights help us dream the culture forward. They help us process the world that we find ourselves living in, and they also help us create the space for the world that we want to live in, the space to imagine the world that we want to live in. For the first 15 years of Profile Theater's existence, we were centering the season around 20th century masters. And in the 1990s and early 2000s, those important late career playwrights were often white and male. And then we quickly and rather suddenly launched this diversity and inclusion initiative where we were only presenting artists of color and women writers. And the hope that I have is that what we're doing is we are practicing seeing ourselves in each other's stories, no matter what our background is, no matter the background of the person whose life is being presented on the stage. And in doing that, we are practicing empathy, we're deepening our collective compassion, we're broadening our sense of self, and we are becoming familiar with our community in potentially new and surprising ways.